Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockstar Fun Police are at it once again. And I'm talking specifically about the fact that they've recently, just now, patched the playlist glitch to access North Yankton. And I'm going to make a big deal out of this for the obvious reason that the Fun Police of Rockstar are at it once again. And therefore, I am once again going to take all of Rockstar's shit and put it on a plate to basically rant about once again. But first, let's go through some brief history. Earlier in the past week or so, Rockstar has recently released the new Ludendorff Cemetery Survival Mode on double rewards on top of that, where you basically set foot on Ludendorff's soil once again in Grand Theft Auto, but is less detailed in multiplayer than it is single player, and from what I've heard is primarily mainly for optimization issues or so on. I guess they tried putting the least amount of detail as possible on a game that's basically running on Jenga codes, where one code fails, the whole thing comes tumbling down harder than Microsoft Paint 3D. So showcasing some images I found on Twitter, there is some people who have performed a glitch that even I have made a video on, as well as showing you the day and night view of Ludendorff for whatever was put in the game. Some have made a playlist glitch where you can simply start the Ludendorff Cemetery Survival, and then immediately after in that playlist you would either start a race or a deathmatch or anything that had two players that you can use a flying vehicle in and access a helicopter, press R2, Deluxo, etc. and you can easily just fly over the Ludendorff map. In which, for some reason, according to Rockstar, Ludendorff is located near Cayo Perico Island. But I digress, that's besides the point. So while it was not super easy for me to find any job out there that could use only at least one player to have in a playlist following after the cemetery survival you participate in which all you had to simply do was blow yourself up once the timer for the cooldown has expired and the zombies start spawning, blow yourself up, it would immediately throw you into the next job in your playlist, which would basically still hold the data of the Ludendorff Cemetery map in the game. And the moment you finished or left that job and went back into a session right after, the map would completely disappear and everything would go back to normal. But of course, within days of Rockstar waking up and drinking coffee every single day, they decided we have to do something to screw the player base once again. What can we do? Everyone seems to enjoy the new Ludendorff map glitch that we are doing, huh? Well, you are not allowed to play the game your way. You must pay and suffer. You are not allowed to explore this map that's anyways less detailed than in single player. So the moment that news broke out from Tez2 on Twitter, basically, a lot of people started having, of course, the obvious reaction of Rockstar being one big fat floppy sausage cockstar that slapped us all in the face and said, "Fuck you, player base, ha ha ha, we don't want you to have fun your way." A small, mediocre glitch that's even more mediocre, just less importance than a clothing glitch that you can unlock permanently and store in your wardrobe. I guess because it features a less detailed beta version of a map expansion of GTA 5 that no one was really supposed to have full witness in, other than the prologue in GTA 5, which has still much more detail, by the way, I like to remind you, than the map that we were provided in the Ludendorff Cemetery Survival in multiplayer. It honestly does not make any sense. At least it had a little sense when Rockstar patched the hangar speed glitch, when you would leave the hangar after spamming entering a vehicle, and then you would enter your vehicle that its engine was still running and you go up to 300 miles per hour plus speeds within seconds. Yeah, I still remember that glitch. That glitch actually brought the player base back together and everyone was having fun for as long as it lasted. But Rockstar spoke against this because they want us to be miserable dumbasses. Quite literally, because Rockstar says so. And it is quite unfortunate that Rockstar would do something like this to take into consideration in priority of what they have to fix and patch in their game. However, I have just started recently playing GTA Online again just because I saw the new Ludendorff Cemetery Survival, so I tried the map out. I'm of course doing daily UFO hunting locations for my Halloween series, so it only makes sense that I join GTA Online every single day for that specific purpose. In the meanwhile, a day ago, Rockstar has done a patch for the PC version of GTA 5, or mainly GTA Online. And would you like to know what that patch has brought into the game? A lot of frustration. Now just take a look at the video that you're watching right now that is, by the way, recorded by me personally, and you may see that sure, the game might be running fine, but then there's a few freezes. Mind you, these freezes are not you, by the way. You see, there you go, it happens again. That's what the patch has brought, especially to me, in this game. Rockstar is more likely to break the game than anything, but anything that's fun and gives the players fun, something to explore, something new to do, they're gonna take it away like taking candy from a baby and watching them cry and beg and suffer. That's literally what Rockstar enjoys doing most. And yes, I made this video just yesterday night to basically showcase to you how to access Ludendorff Cemetery Survival, and then I followed right after with the view of the map during the day and nighttime, as well as how the radar is broken, etc, etc. But still, I'm rambling on other words beyond that. Now, of course, if you did come across this point of that video, which by the way, if you want to watch it, I'll put the link of it in the description below, you can hear my eternal frustration of me trying to make this video, trying to showcase it to you, but it was really hard for me to keep my mood properly intact when every 5 seconds the game stuttered. And it wasn't even my computer issue at all. I had Task Manager open at that time, and the moment this game would stutter, my computer resources weren't even overloaded. The moment the game froze for a brief moment, the resources said, oh, the game is not running, so let's just cool down a bit. And then finally when the game would kick back in, oh, now we have to kick ourselves back up. If it was completely capped out 100% like everything, then maybe I would have some consideration and concerns for my PC, but that was not the case. So I know what this patch has done officially was just make the game run much worse. So congratulations Rockstar for basically making a broken game even more broken than history of GTA ever existed. Oh, and by the way, to add more shit on a plate, how long ago was it since Rockstar added the Panther statue to the Cayo Perico heist? If you were guessing over a year ago, and Rockstar still hasn't added it to the game since for even a weekly update to say now you have a 20% chance to get this as loot anytime you make a setup, yeah, that just takes into consideration, I want you to take into consideration Rockstar's priorities. Just thinking about that for a moment. Oh, and by the way, just to rub the salt in the wound for how bullshit Rockstar is, on this newswire, Rockstar clearly states, we've been listening to your feedback. They don't listen to your feedback. If you're really willing to think Rockstar even cares, they don't. It just goes into consideration. It just should be taken into consideration how Rockstar maintains their priorities. They don't care about what you guys say on the feedback. If it doesn't help them, if it doesn't help them make money, if it doesn't help them reach a higher player base, if it doesn't help with the development of GTA 6, which by the way, of course, still hasn't come out yet, or even if it has to do with anything GTA 6 related for that matter, Rockstar will not care about, because their priorities are focused mostly on how to ruin your fun. I have constantly kept bombarding their supposed feedback page that they've even themselves through their support page directed me to say you can leave your feedback here. I've used it for the past 2 years to state increase the friend limit on Social Club, at least the bare minimum from 250, because there's more than 100,000 accounts plus that exists out there, so the 250 limit doesn't make sense anymore. Rockstar doesn't care about that. Mainly because it's fun to make friends on this game, right? You're not allowed to have friends, you're not allowed to have fun, you're supposed to grind this like a 9-to-5 job and deal with it. So as my final words of wisdom, now that I've taken even more shit and put on a plate to showcase to you guys how Rockstar doesn't care about it, let me finalize this with a few final words of wisdom. Rockstar has once again shoved an anal probe so deep up our anus and said deal with it. Because we are Rockstar and we don't give a shit about you. And that's all I want to say for this video. Rockstar, fix your shit. Honestly, just screw your ass back correctly and fix it. Because now your priorities are so backwards, you're making the game worse and worse rather than making it better and potentially better for newer players. Thank you guys for watching.